I've also been playing. Is that Horizon story in the news this
Oh
week?
boy, is it.
Okay, so I'm gonna touch on it a little briefly. So
Horizon Zero
Horizon,
Originality.
yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn I beat last week completely, and I've started playing Forbidden West. Man, that's just a good ass open world game,
Okay.
and like it's just like uniformly excellent. I think I like it a good deal more than God of War Ragnarok, for context. Um,
Well then,
and it's one of those things, you play the sequel and he's like, wow, this is like a universal improvement in nearly every single way. And then I'm starting to get to some of the story stuff that I saw people complain about. I'm like, oh, yeah, I see why people wouldn't like this. I'm down for it.
okay.
But like, yeah, I know I can see why this would be a problem.
Well,
It's a great map slop, map
yeah.
fucker.
Let's push it. Let's push it.
Yeah,
Let's get that one
map
created.
fuck this.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that like that is like a term that gets created distinctly in the fan base comments does not necessarily mean it's part of the nomenclature, but you can make it that if you push it hard enough.
Yeah.
I was curious with.
Oh yeah, it's map slop as fuck though. It's fulfilling the same urge that I did when I was playing it as Assassin's Creed's 2 Brotherhood and Revelations did.
Well, hold on now. Are we map slopping or is it map fucking with like friend slop?
So it's not it's map fucking. It's not map slopping.
Yeah.
And like, yes, am I climbing a tower to unlock points of interest on my map? Yes. That is now, even Nintendo fucking does that now. Like, it's just become a thing. But
thanks, Subi.
Climbing that tower means that I am climbing a big, cool, weird robot giraffe,
Sure.
and I have actually a really hard time climbing up on top of it.
And the reward for climbing it is fun and stuff. I feel like when we first talked about Forbidden West, you were mentioning the effect of like knowing the world and the setting and the reveal and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, so I have been spoiled on both of the major plot points of the first game and the second game. Before I even ever played them. Like I played Horizon Zero Dawn in the first week, and before I even got out of the starting area, I was spoiled on like, what's the deal with the Horizon location? And then after going through the entire thing, I was like, yeah, no, actually going through the reveal is just as good as the actual detail of the reveal.
Okay. But this is very, very close to a like Death Stranding 2 type situation, right? Where you have a, I guess, world revelaton that is already out there, and now you're just going into a sequel on it.
This is such a good comparison. Thank you for bringing it up, because I'm going into Horizon. Yes, Horizon Forbidden West.
Forza Motor Horizon.
And I do also know the proper twist. But the twist is not what's the nature of the world. The twist is what's the nature of what's going on in the second game, right? So that core mystery isn't as there. And knowing that and playing enough of it now, I can easily see the problem with the sequel is that there's a certain percentage of people that will look at what the new story development going on in Forbidden West and going, that's stupid. That's just not as interesting as the first games. But it's told better. Very similar to Death Stranding 2. The difference is, and this is like the only game I can think of that I've encountered this in a long, long time. So I talked to you about how like by the end of Horizon's base game, I had like solved all the combat encounters.
Right.
And then I played the DLC, and the DLC like really cranked it up a notch and like made a lot of those tactics like non-viable. So I had to integrate myself with the way the combat works. Horizon Forbidden West, as soon as you get out of the tutorial, assumes you beat the first game last week. Like the fucking like difficulty complexity curve just starts where the last game ended. It does not like redo its own curve. It just goes, so you beat Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Let's go.
I think
which is the opposite of what happens in Death Stranding 2, where I feel like Death Stranding 2 never got as hard as the first hours of Death Stranding 1.
The challenge is nullified the entire time. Okay.
Also, I said it again last week, Forbidden West does an incredibly bad job catching you up. You get like a 90-second, 2-minute, here's what happened last time on Horizon that just fucking flies over every single detail.
Now's the best time to get into the Horizon franchise.
And then before you go out onto your mission, they go, hey, let's have a walk and talk in a hub area of all these characters you met from the first game. And when I played that I bought the game on PS5 a million years ago, and I played that sequence before beating the first game. I was like, I don't know what a single fucking who the fuck are these people? What are they talking about? And then you go into the notebook and the fucking the little bio, and it'll be this guy was part of the Shadow Karja, but nowhere in the thing does it tell you what the fucking Shadow Karja is. So you're just I don't know what the fuck that is. So that franchise just assumes that you're keeping up to date. Just the attempt to get in on the second game is ridiculous.
I feel like there's a way to approach sequels when the world is so established and unique, and pushing forward in time is extremely difficult to do. There's a sequel thing you can do where you'll be okay, the sequel is actually just taking place during the main game, but with a different person over here as a side story.
Right.
That's its own separate thing. And in a lot of cases, if that's emotionally resonant, that can do the job. I kind of I think I prefer some of those, especially when it's too much to take the responsibility of pushing forward that first, game's whatever it did for its world, and then going somewhere else significant with it. You can tell someone else's story and be compelling about it. There's a really good way that I would say, for example, Earthbound, right? There's Earthbound, and then there's Mother 3, and those are games where it's sequels, some other shit going on with some other people, compelling in its own place, and you don't have to push the world of the first one drastically forward to find what's good about this other thing over here,
So that can totally work, except the call to adventure in Horizon Zero Dawn, literally the first thing that ever happens in that game is that the main character Aloy is literally a virgin birth, and messianic figure that the mountain gives birth to her.
Okay.
And that is the start of the games. I cannot think of many games that the nature of the main character is so integral to the plot.
Yeah, okay. You're stuck here. Camera cannot travel more than a couple feet away from her. Got it.
Every single part of the Horizon setting, it revolves around this character.
Well, now then perhaps it's time to complete the trilogy by beginning Light of Motiram.
Bro, it's so oh man.
The Horizon trilogy ends.
They had a goddamn Horizon game that was going to be a live service, and that was one of the ones that got canceled.
Oh, was it?
During Sony's bullshit. So that third Horizon game. Okay, this is going to sound strange. Have you ever played a game that doesn't have a number on it, but within the first 15 minutes of starting the game, you're oh, they're going to make another game.
You can feel what they're going for. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this is part 2 of a fucking trilogy. Oh, okay.
Oh my God, Tencent. Holy shit. I mean, it's not even just the ripoff of the gameplay, the promotional art itself. It's it wants to trick you.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Horizon Forbidden West, very good game. Apparently it sold okay, but we'll talk about that in a second.
So this week on China Don't Care.
China doesn't give a shit.
Boy.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, does China not?
We're talking about Light of Motiram, which is the most obvious ripoff of the Horizon Zero Dawn conceivable. I remember this got announced a long time ago, and I think we even talked about
last
it
year
then as just be like, look at this fucking shit. Oh my God.
But the whole like
8 months ago,
the whole Horizon at Home bit like was so bad with this game, especially when you look at its concept art and everything going on.
And then it has the Destiny ghosts hanging out next to the characters too. I don't know if you caught that.
I wouldn't recognize them.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna grab some screenshots for you as you continue the story. So you go ahead.
Yeah, but it was so bad that Sony said, "Fuck this shit. We're suing Tencent." They filed a lawsuit, and yeah, like it was that bad. Reports.
So the craziest part is that Tencent approached them a while ago and said,
to collaborate.
Hey, can we make a Horizon game for you guys?
Yeah.
And Sony said, nah, which now makes them look a million times double guiltier. By the way, here's the screenshots I'm sending you of how much of an insane ripoff that is.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Of the Destiny ghost.
Okay. The thing that follows you around. Yeah.
And resurrects you and says the wizard came from the moon.
Mm-hmm. You also got a little simple one of those in 1,000 Times Resist, but yeah, this is bad. No, they wanted to make a Horizon game officially. Sony said no, and they went, "Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay, all right. We'll see about that." I mean, fuck. And here's the thing.
It's one of the most blatant ones I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's what's crazy, right? It's one of the most blatant, but it's at a time where Tencent and NetEase and all these like companies have been like putting out a bunch of, just quadruple A, high octane action games and things like that, and making a noted name, and like Chinese games are getting much more like prominent, and you're seeing trailers for tons of these of them. But I just kind of am like, the era of the full-on blatant Chinese ripoff game it's been a minute since we've seen that. So but it's still around.
So similar, like all the design elements, the colors of the plastics and the synthetics, and the way that the carbon fiber muscles, like it's all like explicitly Horizon. It makes me think that they approached them to talk to them after they had already started working on it.
And it was too late by then. Yeah, I could see it. Because it's also like this is not just a random dev. This is fucking Tencent, like a humongous publisher that's just going like, what if we just did it though?
What if we just fucking did it?
Kind of nuts. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. But like, yeah, with so many other things coming out, original that are, doing well and getting on the board there, the absolute shamelessness here, and they're like unless you show me some sort of like Pal Whirl ass like parody trailer where there's something else going on here.
No, it's being played like straight.
Fuck, man.
There's a
multi-ram.
There's a hidden little news story inside this news story, which was of dramatic shock to me, which I think is actually more interesting than the ripoff, is that this is the first time Sony has ever admitted in their filing how many copies the Horizon series has sold.
Oh.
Did you catch that?
I didn't know that was a detail they hid.
Yeah, they never put numbers out. So, Wooly, don't look it up.
Okay.
I want to try something. So, Horizon has been plagued with being overshadowed by way bigger games on both of its releases, and it also on its re-releases, right? Like Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring, but also there were other games that were huge that came out alongside their remastered versions, right? And the joke about like industry plant, right? Like it said Sony keeps pushing it, but it's
yeah.
How many copies do you think those games have sold?
Franchise?
Yeah, franchise.
Okay, so
that's 4 versions.
Yeah, okay.
And
so
a VR title.
When something hits like 1 million sold or shipped, they always put out a celebration thing. And not that I'm looking for it, so I didn't see it, but I feel like I would have had it in the in the brain or so. But then again, as a mainline thing, as a big AAA like console push official thing, it's kind of like expected in some cases. But even Insomniac celebrates that when like Spider-Man does it, or Ghost of Tsushima will celebrate it. All right, so like I could see it being like both titles, like maybe.
So it's Horizon 1, Horizon 2, and then the remasters of both, and then the PC ports of both.
PC ports is all together.
Yeah, and the Lego game and a VR game that sold nothing. So don't worry about that.
All right, let's say plus or minus 500,000 on 4. Call it 4 million.
38 million.
Oh, well.
The Horizon series has sold 38 million games.
Well, wow.
The Horizon series that no one talks about and has zero cultural impact has sold 40 million fucking games.
Wow. Okay. Well, sure. I severely underestimated that. Yeah. I think
fucking weird. Well, like, and I'm playing them. They're quite good. They're excellent, but they have like zero cultural impact on video gamers at all. Like nothing.
So I think I can't like the ability. It's difficult to assess whenever there's like bundles. Whenever there's a game that is a like front of shelf product, there's a level of that's like people are going to just grab it because it's quintessentially thought about with the console, you know. People who are not looking at game releases are like, oh well, here's that box that stands next to it with God of War and Spider-Man and Ghost of and so on. Like it's one of those things. It's just not the one that people are particularly talking about that much or caring about because of all the comparison of what it gets released next to. Also, fucking, I would say that from the way you talk about it, at the very least, I mean, it's good, but like,
oh, they're excellent.
But like, I feel like, I imagine one of those Spider-Man games or one of those God of War games is gonna like people like those more. It feels like it's a bigger deal when it hits.
I think it's about intensity of belovedness, right? Like a lot of people really enjoyed Horizon, but a good amount of people are fucking crazy for God of War. Like
there's also not much in terms of like, I guess, meme currency online.
there is literally one meme for Horizon, and it is the same thing you see every single time you ever talk about Horizon. And I'm going to look in there and I'm going to see someone yell out, "Fuck Ted Faro."
Oh, that one. Okay.
And
no,
there it is.
No, what stuck in my mind was the shitty era of the like, look at her and her freckles. She's not a beautiful woman.
That was so
thing.
Awful.
And that
was so
that picture of her face, that's the one that lives rent free. That I'm like, that's what I remember being shared around years ago. Yeah. Anyway, interesting number there.
So it makes sense that Tencent was like, hey, can we make one? We're already making one.
We already made it.